Well, good afternoon. It's April the 3rd, and I want to try to do something here, just taking some things off of Google Images. And anybody with a computer or a cell phone or a laptop can do this simple search and see that everything that they are telling you about the moon and man walking on the moon and satellites is a big fat lie. That's supposedly the moon, according to NASA. Now their numbers seem to vary just a little bit, but one place you look and they say that the Earth is 4 times larger. Another place it's almost 6 times larger. But anyhow, the Earth is much larger than the moon. And you know what the moon looks like when you see it from standing on the surface of the Earth. It's not that big. Oh, it's big, but it's not that big. And we only see one side. It's always facing the ball as it rotates around the ball, if we should be living on a ball. Okay, that's 2015. Got a crude setup here, screenshotting. But these are supposedly right there taken from the surface of the moon. 1969. And they would have you believe that this is a shot of the dark side of the moon because we only see one side of the moon at all times. And the Earth's on the other side of it. So this would have to be the dark side, if you believe that. But see how much larger the Earth is. And if we're on a ball, and the moon is a ball, see how perfectly circled they are. And these are supposedly NASA's pictures, right? If you believe that. See how much larger it is? Remember, we only see one side of that surface of that moon at all times. Here's another breakdown of the difference. It'd be about 1/4 larger. So, let's keep going. And here's a moon shot I took one day. I believe it was last summer. But if you can see it's darker around the outside and lighter in the middle. You notice that on a full moon at nighttime. Now, if you're shining a flashlight or a floodlight on a round ball, like a basketball, it'd be brighter in the center and dimmer on the outside. It's not like that on a full moon. And here's another one that I had zoomed in. But if you notice, if the Earth is supposedly shadowing that, according to what they tell us, and the sun's in the same sky, how can that be? You'd be down here on the surface of the Earth, and the moon and the sun above you. And why isn't that bright? And how come you can see sky behind the moon? Yes, how come? Now, I'm going to attempt something here. My watch. The face of it, let's say, is the surface of the moon. And you're standing on the surface of the moon. And this ball is the Earth. And it would be going around it, always facing the Earth. And it would be 4 times larger. Right? Now, can anybody tell me how that could be. Every photo they show you from the surface of the moon has the Earth off in a distance and small. The only way you could see the Earth if you were standing on the surface of the moon that only faces the ball, so there would never, it is a virtual impossibility to have the Earth rising in the distance or setting in the distance, because it is always facing the Earth as it would be going around the ball Earth. You would have to be standing, looking straight up, and you could not see the moon because you would have to look straight over your head. You could not see your feet at the same time because the Earth would be straight over your head and appear at least 4 times larger than what you see the moon in the sky. Can anybody dispute that scientifically? No, I don't think you can. Going by what they tell us, that we only see one side of the moon, and if you're on a ball, it's going around the ball Earth, and the Earth is at least 4 times larger. The only way you could see it is look straight over your head, and it would look a whole lot bigger than what you see the moon look in the sky. Can anybody prove that to be untrue? NASA would have you believe that that is off in the distance and you're standing on the moon. Every picture they ever showed you of a moon landing, the Earth is off in the distance because they could not show the camera straight over their head because they couldn't see the moon because it'd be under their feet. And the Earth would look a whole lot bigger, like right over here. Anyhow, let's move on. So I Googled images, and this is an easy thing to do, the face of the moon. See, these are all pictures which you will see again in other searches of the Earth off in a distance, much smaller. Virtual impossibility. Impossible. You would have to, if it's rotating around, you would have to look straight over your head. It's lies. Okay, let's move on here. Try to keep it short. Photos of Earth from the moon. NASA's photos of Earth from the moon. And as you will see, it's pretty much all the same. All the same. All CGI, no stars, tiny Earth off in a distance. Like right over here. To your right. Lies. Impossible to be standing on the moon and see the tiny Earth in a distance, because it would never be able to rise or set if the surface is always facing the ball. It would be impossible to have an Earth rise or Earth set. So that's what else did I get here? Oh, some more NASA photos of the moon. Same stuff. Let's go back here to the pictures for a minute. Let's go on back through here. It's amazing how you can see sky through it. On your paper map that they would have you believe this represents the ball Earth. Antarctica. On all your paper maps now is gigantic, stretching all the way around the bottom of it, all the way across the bottom. The ice wall, my friend. The ice wall. Everything goes around the magnetic North Pole. You do not fly east to west. You go around the magnetic North Pole. Ice wall. Are those reefs to represent the ice wall, possibly? Some say it's an Egyptian effect. But inside of the United Nations logo there is the flat earth map. And there are 33 sections inside of that. Oh, funny thing. Same as World Health Organization. They use the flat earth map. And here's the biggest satellite of them all. Let me go back here for a minute. I don't think I pulled it up, but let's go over here with satellites. And I had to misspell this with B-O-L-L-O-O-N to get this. If I spelt balloon the right way, I got party balloons. Satellites, do they exist? I believe so, but on high altitude balloons. These are from NASA, most of this. NASA even tells you that they send up balloons with satellites on it. People have had them come down in their yards. Let me come over here and find this again now real quick. I thought I had it, but so bear with me. I don't want to have to redo this. Oh, while I'm at it, these are all things that I bookmarked over the last couple of months about space. Every time you go to the internet, all CGI cartoons. Let's run on down here. Satellites, let's look this up. Satellites. Can you see a real satellite there? Do you see any stars in the background? Do you see anything that looks real? I have never once seen anybody shoot an image or a photo of a satellite standing on Earth with a camera. These are all CGI. CGI. Space station. There is absolutely no evidence that they actually constructed that over 200 miles above the surface of the Earth. None, zero. No videos, no photographs. The only thing you will find is a CGI cartoon. Well, this is how we did it. We put this section here, blah, 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 blah. Lies, all lies. Just like, see this guy standing here? Cern, supposedly 3 miles underground, 17-mile circle. No videos, no photos of constructing this massive thing 3 miles underground. Do you realize just how much that would weigh and how they would get it down there? Is CERN real? Is the space station real? Look at this equipment down here in comparison. Are satellites real? Are the photos from the moon real? Simple Google images will show you Well, hope that made sense. Those that want to hang on to that are blinded by science and have made a religion out of worshiping NASA and their government's propaganda, that lying to the human race. Look at this guy. Look up here. That looks like a man standing there, doesn't it? How much did that weigh? How did they get that? 3 miles underground. And how did they get that over 200 miles above the earth? And no documentation that they ever put either Cern or the space station together. Love y'all. Down the road.